Well, good afternoon. Actually, it's still afternoon because it's our sun sets at 4:47. I can only imagine what time's it close on the East close. Okay, the sun is closing for the day on the East Coast. I'm in Michigan, so I'm almost at the tail end, almost to 5 hours away, and then it goes into Central Time. So I'm pretty close to the end of the sun coming up. But anyway, today is Thursday, November 30th. And we do have some birthdays today. Today is Karen Bouvet, B-U-V-E-E. Karen, it's your birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Karen. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Carmen Piper. Carmen with a K. K-A-R-M-E-N. Carmen Piper. You know, my one doctor's name is Piper. He's my colon guy or whatever, when I have a colonoscopy, whatever that guy's called. That's my doctor, Dr. Piper. Anyway, Carmen, you don't care about that, do you? She says, it's my birthday, Sandy. What do I care about your colonoscopies? And as you shouldn't, don't worry. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Carmen. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. It's also Lynn Hellman's birthday. Lynn sent me a message. Lynn, you were already in my calendar. She was afraid that she was telling me too late. And I'm thinking, I sang to you last year. I try to remember. I have it on a repeat. But that doesn't always happen. So I always like when you give me a reminder. So Lynn, thank you for reminding me. But I checked and you were in there. So you're fine. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lynn. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. And we saved the best for last as far as screwing up your name. Today is Lori, K-A-R-A-N-A-T-Z-O-G-L-O-U. And she one time told me a pronunciation and I forgot to put it in my calendar. Drats it all. Carazaglio. Lori, you know I'm going to mess it up. You knew it. You just knew it, didn't you? I just feel bad for your kids in kindergarten when they have to write their last name out. Or like when you're trying to do a Christmas stocking or a Christmas thing and you're trying to put the name on. It's like, I gotta squeeze that all on. But anyway, Lori doesn't care about that. She says, it's my birthday, Sandy. Quit making fun of my name. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Lori. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. Well, I hope all four of you have a great, great birthday. So what did I do today? I slept miserably last night. I don't know why. I just didn't sleep well at all last night. And I went to bed. I was falling asleep in the chair at 1 o'clock, and I thought, I got to go to bed. I'm no more waiting until 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm going to bed at 1 o'clock. And I had like restless legs. My legs wanted to dance last night at 1 o'clock in the morning. And I'm thinking, we are not in here to dance. We are in here to sleep. But my legs said, I don't know what you're in the bed for, but we're in here to dance. So it just got to the point that I just finally just got up and took a couple Tylenol. And went back to bed, and I fell right to sleep and slept right through the whole night. I never got up, but I kept like waking up, but not getting up, if that makes any sense. I usually get up to go to the bathroom or something, but I woke up, looked at the clock, and I can go back to sleep. I didn't set an alarm clock because I had my Weight Watchers meeting this morning. It was Birdie's week to drive, and so she was going to pick me up at 10:15. We determined that we were going to leave at 10:30 because it only takes 25 minutes to get to the meeting, and we always get there early. But then we talk with everybody, so it's not a big deal. But so she said she'd pick me up at 10:15. And so I thought, well, I don't need to set my alarm. Jim is always up at 9 o'clock, especially when he goes to bed early. And he went to bed early last night. He went to bed at 11:30. For Jim, that's early. He usually goes to bed about midnight. He likes to watch Person, Place, or Thing. I've watched it with it a couple times. Not that I'm that bad. I can take it or leave it. The host is on the young Sheldon. She's the next door neighbor that Sheldon's father's having an affair with. So I guess they're going to bring that out this season because it's going to be the last season. They're not going to have another season of Young Sheldon. So I think that they had to kind of stay true to the Big Bang Theory when he always said his father left them to go cheat with the lady next door. So I think that's where that storyline is going. And anyhow, Young Sheldon is not so young anymore. But anyway, she's the host of the show. Yeah, she does a good enough job. It's a cheesy show. And at the end, I think they only win like $500, maybe $1,000. I'm thinking, I like a big, like $1 million prize or something. But And then we watched Amazing Race. I was so glad that spoiler alert, go la 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 if you don't want to know who came in first. Ready? Start your la la las. The bearded guys. Okay, now you can come back. I like them. I do like them. I like them to win or the father-son. Those are my two favorites. I'd like those two teams to win. The team that got eliminated, I was glad because she's just a whiny. She just whines all the time. And her husband has such a good attitude and she's just got such a poor attitude. And they always say that you balance each other out. So, and then the father-daughter team, I only hope that somewhere along the line that I know we're off of Dancing with the Stars. We've moved on to Amazing Race. Anyway, I only hope that when she gets to be her father's age, who I would say her father looks, I don't know how old he is, but he looks at least 30 years older than her. And most of the people in the competition that are left are in their, well, other than the father-son, because I think the son is probably in his late 20s, or maybe in the middle 20s. But I think for the most part, they're like 40 and under. And I think that the dad has got to be in his 60s. And I give him credit because, oh my gosh, he does really well for his age. He really does. But when she's running, like she looks like she's in her 20s, maybe her early 30s. And she's running. She's carrying a backpack and the whole thing. And then she's yelling at her dad, can't you keep up? Can't you move any fast? She is so mean to her dad that last night when they were doing so much running and she was yelling at him so much, Jim even said, I think that man's going to drop dead of a heart attack because she was like expecting so much from him. So I only hope that when she gets to be his age, that she has a daughter that's just as, excuse my language, bitchy to her as she is to her dad. She expects way too much. So that's the next team I want to be seeing eliminated. And then of the four teams that are left, I like them all. Is there 4 teams left? No, there's only Final Four. That's right. There's only Final Four now. So I want them gone. And then of the 3 of them, like I said, I want the bearded guys first. And then I want the father-son. Well, I want the father-son first. And then I'd like the bearded guys second. But if they either flipped either way, I wouldn't have a problem with that. And then the brothers, I like the brothers okay, but they're kind of cocky. They do really well. I mean, oh my gosh, they are really, really good at the race. They won like 3 or 4 in a row, came in first place. Yesterday was the first time they really made a major mistake. So, no, 2 times they made a mistake, but last night's was a major mistake. But anyway, that's what I'm hoping for, her to be gone next week. And then Jim and I had a lot of running to do. I think I just showed you a little bit of us going to the grocery store. He did cost me money. I told you in the video, I says, he always costs me money. And he says, no, he doesn't. I don't cost you money. Yeah, he cost me money. He wanted this particular kind of bag of French fries. I always just get Ore-Ida, which I think are like $3 or $4.99 a bag. I just get the small bag because it's just the 2 of us. I know it'd probably be more economical to get the bigger bag, but I think I just get the one little bag. But the potatoes that he picked for the French fries, I have never heard of this brand. I have never seen this brand. I don't even know what brand it is because I just put his dinner in the oven for him. This little tiny little bag of potatoes, of French fries, which is the small, like a small Ore-Ida bag size, was $9.99. $9.99 for this bag of potatoes because it was like, because he doesn't like regular, like from a potato. I know, it's like me. I don't like an egg that's right from a chicken. I like the eggs that come from a factory. I know Joan and I go around and around about this. She says that an egg from a chicken is so much better. I like my factory produced eggs. I know they come from a chicken, but you know what? They go through a process before I get them. But anyway, so I can see the difference. But if I try to make a homemade French fry, because Danny always makes homemade French fries. My kids, I taught them how to cook at a very early age. As soon as they were old enough to get up to that stove and be safe, they were learning how to cook. Because I thought, because Saturdays was always a free-for-all. Saturdays is what I always made for them. Fridays, that was like whatever you could get. Fridays you could, because we always had breakfast for dinner, or we had tuna fish or something like that, or boxed macaroni and cheese. But if they didn't want that, then they had to go with whatever they wanted. In the mornings on Saturdays, no, it was all right. Saturday nights, they had to do whatever they wanted. Saturday mornings, I would get up and make them whatever they wanted for breakfast. So it was like a restaurant. They could sit down and they could say, well, I'd like scrambled eggs, or I'd like fried eggs, or I'd like bacon and sausage, or I'd like pancakes or French. And I would make it for them. And if they had their friends over and their friends wanted something, I'd make it for them too. But the rest of the day, you're on your own. You're going to learn how to cook. You're going to cook whatever you want to make. So I did teach them at a very early age. And so Danny always asked for like kitchen equipment for Christmas. So last year he wanted thing that you make your own French fries with a real potato. So I got him that for his Christmas present last year. And so he makes his own French fries. But Jim don't like that. He likes potatoes out of a bag. Anyway, that cost $9.99. So then he was looking at the frozen fish department, and I never buy frozen fish. I like a good piece of fish when I go out to eat. I don't like salmon. We've gone through that. My mother used to make salmon patties from a can. I know people say, that's because the can is different. You should have it from a real fish, a real salmon. Kind of like going back to my egg theory. But no, I just can't. I just have so many bad memories of salmon patties. It's like this fish smell in the house, and I don't like fish sticks. Although my kids loved fish sticks when they were younger. I don't know if they still eat them, but they did when they were younger. But so he comes to the thing with a thing of frozen shrimp. So a package of the shrimp and a package of the French fries was $21. I thought, oh my gosh. And you just told me in the car that you don't cost me that much money. But that's all he got. So we got that. And then I went to the post office, and all I got was junk mail in the post office. Then I went by my Jimmy's first wife, because that's David and Alyssa's mother. I still give her a birthday card rather. Tomorrow's her birthday. I have a friend who's passed, but his birthday was October 1st, and he said he always hated being born on the 1st of the month, and Cindy always said the same thing, because people forget it, because it's a new month, and they just flip the calendar over like the 2nd or the 3rd, and they go, oh my gosh, I missed so-and-so's birthday. So I always like to make a point of making sure she gets her card in time. So I have a key to the house, so I just went and put it on her kitchen counter by her stove, so I thought she'd see it when she cooked her dinner tonight. So I dropped her birthday card off, and then we went there. I did get a Jimmy John's sub for lunch, because I did have a loss. You'll see that later on at Weight Watchers. Spoiler alert, I did have a loss. And then, what else did we do? We did something else. Oh, Jim's decided he wants to get his bunion removed, so we just swung by the doctor's office to make an appointment because we were right there. It's faster than calling, because then you got to push this number and push that number and then wait for this, or if you want to leave your number, they'll call you back, and then they half the time don't call you back. It's just easier to, because the office is like first floor level. He's able to drop me at the door. I can walk right in, make the appointment, and then walk right back out. So we did that. And then I watched some videos today and caught up with a couple of them. Dish with D tonight I'm going to watch, because Kim from A Girl in Her Phone is having her other knee surgery tomorrow. So if you can remember Kim in your prayers for speedy recovery, because she's got to be at the hospital at 5:30 in the morning. And then Jim and I got our passports today. We're just waiting for our original birth certificates to come back. First ever passport I've ever gotten. And I know that I probably don't need it, because we're just going to Alaska, but we're going through Canada. And I know they say the enhanced license is enough. I've been tricked by that one time too many. Because I told you that when we went to Disney World the one year, they told me all I needed was my birth certificate, and I didn't have my birth certificate. I only had like a registration from the hospital. And I had a birth certificate, but what didn't have a seal on it. I don't know what kind of birth certificate I had, but it didn't have a seal on it. And when I showed it to the Disney people, they said that was more than enough. And then when I went to come back across the border after we went to the Disney Island, which I think is in the Bahamas, I think, or Bermuda, I don't know, one of those places. I think it was the Bahamas we went to. But they wouldn't let me back in the country. And my family said, bye, see you later, hasta luego, see you later, bye. And they all started trotting away, because they thought it was a joke. They thought I wasn't really. No, I had to have a representative from the Disney cruise come over and vouch for me and say that that I really was an American citizen, and I blah, blah, blah. So I didn't want to take any chances. So we just went and we got our passports, and so we're all set with that. We're thinking we're going to fly into Seattle a couple days early, see a couple things. I guess Jim's got a cousin that lives in Seattle. And then we're going to take the train up to Vancouver, and that's where we're going to get on the boat. And then we have a week-long cruise. And then when we get back to Vancouver, we're just going to fly back the next day. Because I think our boat gets in at 7. But we're not going to take any chances. We're going to wait till the next day to fly out. And I'm judging by the problems that Valerie Reese had with American Airlines. I don't know that I really want to deal with American Airlines, because she had all kinds of issues when she went on her trip. So we're still looking into that. I think we're going to wait till January, see if there's any better deals. It's always easier to book a little bit ahead of time. I told Jim I'm spending a little bit of extra money to get a comfortable seat because I am not going to sit for 5 hours in an uncomfortable seat because I get leg cramps as it is. So I don't need to be squashed into the, and I don't think I think the business class is a step above the coach class, but not much. How I would love to go first class. We went first class one time because we were flying back home from Florida. And I told this story before that there was a problem with the storms. The airports were closed and everybody was yelling at the ticket agents. And I was really nice to the ticket agent. And so they bumped me up to first class. I don't know why, but you know what? It was heaven. I could see why people travel first class because I thought, this is the only way I'm going to fly again. I'm never going to fly anything but first class. And the next time I flew, I looked at first class prices and I thought, you peasant, get back with the rest of your kind because you are not flying first class. That is not your affordability. So I've never flown first class again. So if I ever won the lottery though, if I had to go anywhere, first class all the way, that's the way I'm going to go. And I was going to tell you about my dream last night. Maybe you can interpret this dream for me because it was strange. It all kind of plays into the things that I love in life, I guess. But anyway, I got to get a drink of water. Just a minute. My throat is parched. All that talking, that'll do it to you. Anyway, so I fell asleep at one point in the night. And it must have been after I had the Tylenol. And after we were done dancing. And I dreamt, I had a dog when I was growing up. I had one dog that I was afraid of, and her name was Bonnie. And Bonnie was a barker. And I would get so scared at Bonnie barking at me that I always thought Bonnie was going to bite me. And I would sit up in the chair on my haunches with my feet off the floor thinking I'd go away, because I always thought Bonnie was going to bite me. And then Denise had a dog called Sinbad, and Mary had a dog named Odie. Sinbad was a collie, a full-bred collie. Denise always got whatever she wanted. She was like the spoiled child. I know, hang on, we're on another tangent. We're off on another side trail. But Pat and Mary worked all winter because they wanted to buy a 10-speed bike. So they shoveled snow. They went over to people's houses and carried their groceries in for the older people when they needed to do that. Pat got a job as working at this 31 Flavors, scooping out ice cream. Mary got a paper route, doing paper, obviously delivering the papers. And when summer came, the first of the summer came, they went out and took all of their money and bought this really nice, what they could afford, 10-speed bike. And my father saw Mary and Pat riding their 10-speed bike. And Denise had a bike. We always had a bike. My parents always bought us a bicycle. And Denise was riding her bike, which was, it had the little speeds on the handlebars, like 1, 2, and 3. I mean, it was a bike. And my dad felt so bad that she didn't have a 10-speed bike that he went out and bought her a Schwinn, top of the line, 10-speed bike in powder blue. And it was like, and even my brother and my sister were so upset because they even told my dad, we worked all winter to earn the money for the bike, and Denise didn't do anything, and she was old enough she could have got a job as a paper route or something like that. And she says, well, it just didn't seem fair that she didn't have a bike. No, it just doesn't seem fair that Denise is your favorite. But it didn't affect me because I didn't want a bike, but we still to this day say, oh, there's a nice 10-speed bike. I wonder if their dad gave it to them and made the brother and sister earn theirs. Anyway, how did I get on that subject? Oh, so Mary wanted this dog. It was just like a mongrel puppy that she found at the pound. She got at the pound. It was like everything. It kind of looked like, it wasn't a Jack Russell, but it kind of looked a little bit like Eddie on Frasier, which I watch every night, 3 episodes before I go to bed, and I laugh my head off, and I don't remember any of the episodes, and I watched it faithfully when it was on, and it just brings such humor to my life, and I have such a great time watching it. I actually laugh out loud while I'm watching it, and so anyway, it looks a little bit like Eddie, but it's not an Eddie dog, and so she named it Odie because it kind of had a kind of an attitude, and from the cartoon not Calvin and Hobbes. Odie, what the dog Odie in the cartoons. But Denise wanted a full-blooded collie. So my dad says, if Denise wants a collie, we're getting her a collie. So they went out and spent all kinds of money and got Denise a collie. And the one day the dog was, The dog ate everything. Everything. Odie, who just kind of went along with the day, never bothered with anything, but Sinbad just wanted everything in his mouth, ate everything. And Sinbad swallowed a pencil, and it got lodged in his throat. And my father said, oh my gosh, we got to bring the dog to the vet. It's going to choke to death. It's going to choke to death. My mother, who was a firm believer in you can do whatever you try to put your mind to, that, you know, you don't need a doctor for everything. We would get stitches, and my mother wouldn't bring us to take them out. My mother would take our stitches out. If we had a cast on our arm, she figured out a way to saw that cast off. I know it's because we had no insurance, but my mother always was very ingenious about finding ways in and out. And my mother, you know, like, you're fine, you know, whatever. But so my mother reached down the dog's throat, grabbed the pencil, held onto this, you know, the snout, and pulled the pencil out. And we all looked in amazement. And then the dog just kind of coughed a little bit and then ran off and grabbed a stick. It's like, anyway. Why do I? Okay. So we had dogs growing up. And I had a dog, Bonnie. But anyway, this was another dog that I never, although we did have we got for Jimmy and Danny and Christy, this little dog. We got him a puppy. It was a golden retriever. And we didn't realize that it had worms. And by the time we brought it to the vet, it was too late. And we had to put the puppy down. That was sad. But anyway, we did have a golden retriever at one time. But anyway, in my dream, okay, now we're back to my dream. In my dream, there was a full-grown dog. And somebody let the dog out and it got away. And then I was asking everybody in the family, where's my dog? I didn't even give my dog a name. I go, where's my dog? Where's my dog? And they go, oh, he went out somewhere. I don't know where he went. He didn't come back. And I thought, oh my gosh, I got to find my dog. And so my friend, who I don't know who that was with me in my dream, said, I'll go with you. And so we got in the car, and we were in my neighborhood that I grew up in, and we were driving around my neighborhood, and we were going up and down the streets, and I was pointing out, oh, that's my best friend Mary Kay's house. And then we drive a little farther, and I go, oh, my friend Sydney used to live there, and oh, my friend Sue used to, and I'm pointing out all the sights of everything. And so finally I come to this one house, and there's all these squirrels on the porch. Okay, now this is where it gets a little odd. All these squirrels were on the porch, and this one squirrel kind of sat up on its haunches and went to me. And I told my friend in the car, I said, that squirrel's calling me. And she said, you're a nut. I'm not putting up with this. And she left me. So I went in the house with the squirrel. And we were walking all around the house looking for the dog. And the squirrel was like Lassie, bringing me around. And finally the squirrel went to the one door and got up on its haunches and was like with this little elbow going like, in there, in there. And so I thought, is my dog in there? And so I opened up the door, and there's my dog sitting in the bathtub. No bath water, just sitting in the bathtub looking at me like, you know, where have you been? And then the squirrel's like giving me the, let's go. We got to get out of here. Let's go kind of look. And so I said to my dog, come on, we got to go. We got to get out of here. And then just then the door slammed, and I couldn't get out. It was locked. I couldn't get out of it. And I thought, oh my gosh, how come I can't get out of there? And then the water, another bathroom dream, the toilet and the water in the toilet kept coming up and up and up and up. And I thought, oh my gosh, the toilet's going to overflow. And then the guy opens it up and he says, you're fine, you can leave. And the toilet then went down. All the water in the toilet went down. And then I went out, and this one room was just a mass of papers and books and notebooks and all of this stuff. And Ernest Borgnine was, I told you, he was in my dream too. He was like trying to do some stuff, and there was a policeman, and the policeman says, what are you doing in here? What are you doing with that dog? And then the squirrel was saying, you need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. We need to get out of here. And so I thought, oh my gosh, the squirrel's telling me to get out of here, but I gotta have my dog. And so the squirrel said, don't worry. So I left, and then I'm laying in the bed, and I hear my dog barking. And I look at my Ring cam, which is on my phone, but I don't have my phone. Dreams are weird. So I'm looking at my phone, and I thought, I got to text somebody to tell them that my dog is at the door, because the dog is ringing the doorbell. And so then I'm trying to text them, and then I realize that I've left the phone back with Ernest Borgnine. And I'm thinking, where's my phone? Where's my phone? Why isn't anybody answering the door? And then I woke up. I understand the squirrels because I have a fascination for squirrels. I understand the dog. Ernest Borgnine? I don't really understand the dream, if I'm going to be honest with you. I really don't understand the dream. And I didn't have anything to eat last night. You know, like sometimes you could say, well, what did you have to eat? I had 2 extra strength Tylenols. That's all I had. You would have thought I took some like LSD or dropped some acid or something before I went to bed, and I was having all these, you know what, I never in my life did drugs. I just I never wanted to do it. I've got drunk twice in my life, and I'm a happy drunk, and I don't get sick the next day. I don't have a hangover, so you'd think I would drink more. I think it's just because I know that we have alcoholics in my family, and I didn't want to be like that, and it kind of scared me. But I never wanted to do drugs. And back when they were doing drugs in the 60s, if they offered you a joint, if you didn't want it, you just passed it on, and nobody got all over you like, oh my gosh, you didn't take a puff, you didn't take, it's just marijuana. Nobody ever did that. I was always the designated driver. Although little did I know that, you can get a contact high just from being in the room, because all my friends did drugs. All my friends did drugs. And we would sit like a little room like this, and they'd all be smoking, passing the joint and everything. I'd say, no, not for me. I didn't need it. I was getting a contact high from everything else. So anyway, I don't know. I never could understand. I think because I have convulsions. I had convulsions through my teenage years. I'm thinking, why would I want to alter my state? I don't like it when I had a convulsion. I don't like when I come out of a convulsion. I didn't like the feeling of being unconscious and then being conscious afterwards. So I never had any kind of interest, none, in taking any kind of a drug. But they always thought I was the designated driver because I wasn't taking any drugs. And I'm thinking, oh, I'm just as high as you guys. Whatever, we go and get the munchies and all of that stuff. But so the only thing I can think of is the extra strength Tylenol, because I don't take pills unless I have to. I take my medication that my doctor's prescribed, but I don't take pain pills or anything like that because I have so many addictive qualities on things that I don't want to. Food is my major addictive quality now. But okay, I rattled on along again today. Like I said, I'm going to do Vlogmas tomorrow. Is the first day. I don't know what I have planned. I do a daily vlog anyhow. I think I'm just going to slap a name on it that says Vlogmas, but I'll try to each day share some kind of a Christmas story of some kind. Unfortunately, you've probably heard them before, but you're going to hear them again. I do have a bunch of collabs lined up with Edie at Edie's Adventures, Joan at Joan's Pointed Plate, and Kim at A Girl on Her Phone has recorded a couple of them. I don't know if she's going to do all of them. I think she's trying to do all of them, but she's going to have her knee surgery, so she's going to be up and out for 2 weeks. So she's not going to be doing any videos, but so she'll be doing some. I'm still going to put her links in all of the channels just in case you can go over there and see something else that she's posted. But I guess that's going to do it. The Jimmy John's that I had for lunch is probably going to be my only meal for the day. That kind of filled me up. It really did. I didn't eat that till like 3 o'clock. So that was like my breakfast, lunch, and dinner at this point. If I get hungry later on, I think I'll have a banana and a hard-boiled egg, but I think I'm pretty much full for now. So, I did go to Oliver's video concert. That boy is destined for the stage. Let me tell you, he gets into every single song, and he is so dramatic. And then I was talking to him, and I said, "Oh, Oliver, you did so good. You did." And he even had a speaking part. He introduced the singers and stuff. And if you notice that his class is evenly divided between girls and boys, but they put him right smack in the middle of all the girls because the girls really get into the singing and the dancing and the things that they do with it. The boys, they kind of go along with it. So the boys were on the outer ends and like way in the back on the way on the sides. Kind of like that's distracting because you more look like in the middle. So all the good girls, dancers and stuff. There was a couple boys, but Oliver really gets into it. So afterwards, when I was talking to him, I says, Oliver, you did really, really well. I says, you're destined for the stage. And he says, I can't wait till I'm in high school because the first class I'm signing up for is drama. He says, because I want to be on the stage. So maybe in the future, you're going to see my grandson, Oliver, because he is destined to be a star. I just know that. Although all my grandchildren are. Who am I to judge? Anyway. Oh my gosh, 30 minutes. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Let's see what I did for the rest of the day. See how I did at Weight Watchers. And I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Vlogmas Day 1. He's got a speaking part. Boy. wonder he was so anxious to get up there.
We hope you enjoyed the first half of our concert.
What better way to celebrate, 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 if we celebrate, celebrate, how we celebrate, celebrate, cause we celebrate, celebrate with joy, celebrate with joy.
Okay, buckle up your seatbelts because it's Birdie's turn to drive this week.
Yay, watch out.
Look
The
out.
sleigh is not the only thing that can fly.
She can move the car, that's for sure.
Good morning.
That's not even your hello.
Hello. I can't remember. I can't think.
Hello, my friends.
Oh, yeah. Hello, my friends. There it
Isn't
is.
it sad that I got a reminder?
Hey, it's been a while, and I've had a lot of things on my little pea mind.
Senility, senile. You see.
I am not senile.
Yes, he is. She is. No, it's senile. Anyway, we're both not very optimistic, but we're going.
We're going because we need the motivation.
That's true. But we'll tell you how we did when we get there.
Maybe.
She will. I will tell you.
If I lose.
She don't. I'll tell you.
If I don't say anything, it's not because I lost. It's because I didn't lose. Rather.
I'll still get around there. Here's Birdie. Does she look happy?
She's smirking at me.
I lost 0.6.
I gained 2.
But you were saying you hope you didn't gain more than 2, so
Yeah.
you're right within your region.
Yeah, well, I was hoping not, but next week will be better.
Yes. Jim is so bored he's going grocery shopping with me.
Yeah.
Always costs me more money though when you go.
Not really.
All right. Anything else to say, Jim?
Nope.
Nothing to say. Talk to you soon.